All right, so I think my guest is here. So let's welcome him.
Hey yo, what is good, y'all? Malcolm McFadden, creator 615 Comics, and I'm back with another Kickstarter. And this time we have issues number 1 and 2 of the King's Domain available on Kickstarter. All right. Now, if you are unfamiliar with the King's Domain, let me get you up to speed. The King's Domain is about my character, Amari King, aka Mahis, who is a protector of animals and a fighter for the innocent. And it is his job, he has made his mission to take down the Alpha organization who profit off of animal cruelty. In issue 1, we saw him go up against one of the members, Gore, and we saw him lay hands on Gore, and we got kind of a view of his mission and a view of his origins. And in issue 2, we will see Amari King, aka Mahis, still after the Alpha organization. But in this time, it's more of a James Bond spy type of feel, y'all, where he is trying to get information on the Alpha organization. He's spying on them, a real incognito, trying to get information to bring them down once and for all, but he gets interrupted. All right. And like issue number 1, issue 2 is action-packed, vibrant colors, bro. I can't wait for y'all to read this. It's available right now on the Kickstarter campaign. So check out this Kickstarter. Check out all the rewards we have for this comic. And if you're new to King's Domain, welcome. If you're coming back for issue number 2, thank you for coming back. But please check out the Kickstarter and back the campaign today.
So that is the short story right there. Let me bring the man himself out here. Here's Mr. Malcolm McFadden.
Hey, what's good, everybody?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How about you?
Not too bad at all. So congratulations on the 200% funding. Man, that's awesome.
Thank you, man. I appreciate all the support that the people that back this campaign have been given, and it's a lot of love and it's very inspiring.
No doubt. So you give us the short version of what the story is about right there. It was a longer pitch about Mr. King, I think is his name.
Yeah, Amari King.
Amari King. Okay, your lead character in your story.
Yeah, so Amari King is my lead character. He is a former world champion boxer and MMA fighter and also businessman who is using his resources to bring down this organization that profits off of animal cruelty. And so he becomes the vigilante known as Mahis in order to do this.
Okay. And you have this is the second in that series, right? Correct?
Yes. Issue number 1 was also funded through Kickstarter. We actually have more backers on this one than we had on the last one, which is an achievement that I really wanted to pull off. But yeah, this is the second issue in the series. His first arc will be 5 issues, so this is just the second issue of 5.
Okay, and you are the writer, and are you I know you. Were you on? I bet to watch that episode. You weren't on last time when Alfred. You went with Alfred and those guys for Beer and Bullets.
Yes, me, Alfred, and Tony came on for Beer and Bullets for that campaign.
Okay, yeah, I remember. It was like 2 or 3 guys that were on that time. I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I bet to find I tried to find my copy of Beer and Bullets. I got it around here somewhere, but I'm not too organized today for some reason. Man, so tell us what's your process.
Well, my process really is hold on, you cut out a little bit.
Did I? Hello,
I can hear you now.
Okay.
Yeah, my process really for creating these characters is it varies. Most times thank you, sir. I just see what he said. Looks rad. I'm gonna back it. Thank you, sir. I really appreciate that. But my process really for creating these characters is always different. Sometimes I have like a story and then I create the character to fit that story, or the character then the story. But for this one, the characters, the storyline was kind of created around the character. So the character I wanted to make a character who I thought was as cool as Mr. Terrific. So I kind of started taking things that I like and things that are interesting in my life and started adding to this character. That's how you get the the protector of animals and stuff like that. So I started adding things I was thinking was cool, and then I started shaping the story around him. So since he was like a protector of animals, I had his villains be people that profit off of animal cruelty. Like one of the members of the Alpha organization, he has found the element in rhino horns that he uses as like a super soldier serum that he uses to make a super soldier serum. So he harms a lot of rhinos in the process. And so all of his villains have some type of thing where they are cause a lot of harm to animals and to people. And that kind of came from the character himself, and that kind of spawned the whole storyline.
Awesome. Okay, that's great. Because I detest people who hunt big game and all that shit for like for fun and trophies and all that. Okay, all right. So like you're an animal, maybe not an animal activist, but you definitely sympathize with the rights of animals and cruelty to animals and that kind of thing.
Yeah, I'm not like a huge animal activist. Like I'm not like PETA, like you feel me. But I definitely have a love for animals. Always had a love for animals. I grew up watching, Animal Planet back when Animal Planet was like way better. So I always had like a love for animals, and I always just hate like senseless violence to animals and stuff like that. So I kind of took that to put it in here. Like, and just for disclaimer, I'm really not like I'm not like super like I'm not like a vegan. Like I still eat meat and stuff like that. but I do sympathize with animals, and where like animals, things that happen to them, they have no kind of control over, and sometimes it can be very cruel. Like the things with the rhinos, like the rhino horns was kind of taken from real life, where people I think it's the ivory and rhino horns that people sell and use. So that I kind of took to add into the story.
Yeah, that's true. Because I used to work at this place. It was like a UPS store. We would ship a lot of stuff for auction houses, and we would get like these rich people that would buy like, I guess because in some places you can still buy ivory, you can't still hunt for it legally, but
Right.
it's being able to be sell. We got so many like ivory things that would come through that we had to pack and ship. Oh man, that's just like such a travesty that they do this to all these animals and stuff, man.
Yeah. Yeah, and then some animals even are close to, I believe rhinos were close to being extinct at one point, or still are close to being extinct. So yeah, it's kind of sad that like a whole race of animals can just be almost extinct from existence just because people want ivory and stuff like that. That's kind of sucks.
Yeah, they don't need to live. I mean, you don't need ivory to it's not to eat them for food or anything. Just like
Right.
the barbaric trade.
Right.
Yeah. So what's just without giving up too much of the story or too much that's given away in the book? What's the origin of Mr. King?
So Mr. King, in the first book, we actually find out about his origins. His past is a tragic past where it has a lot to do with animals too. So like his parents passed, and in the book, I actually put where in the first book, his this actually isn't given too much story since the first book is already out. His parents actually passed because of a zoo accident where the zoo wasn't really taking care of their animals or had the right enclosure for their animals, to where animals got out, and then it caused his parents to actually die. So that is one of the things that kind of drove him to become the man that he is. Because outside of being a vigilante, he has different businesses. Like he has a business where he has where he inspects zoos and makes sure that they're up to date with their cages, with just with feeding their animals, up to date with the animals and treating them right. So that's something he also has outside of just being a vigilante. So that that kind of goes into his origin as well.
Okay. So he's driven by that. He's not like some billionaire or something like that just has a lot of time on his hands, just wants to be a superhero. He definitely has a motivating cause.
Yeah, he actually has a motivating cause, and like he still is like a billionaire, but he actually has his motivating cause. And him being a billionaire, it was just product of him trying to do good in the world and trying to and also him just being an athlete too. So that kind of goes, and everything that his businesses do, like most of his businesses like give back in some type of way, and also help out animals and people.
Okay. Was there a certain inspiration that you had for this, or this just totally comes from you? Is there a real life inspiration, or did you just completely come from your heart and from your pen to the paper to make this character?
Well, this really that's very good question because this character I have a couple other characters and most of my characters come from like my life. Like really for this one, the animals is kind of thing that's from my life, but he's a character that's very different from me with how he carries himself and stuff like that and his personality. So the inspiration really just came from me wanting to create a character I thought was cool as Mr. Terrific. Now I'm thinking about that. It's kind of funny that I created a character I thought was cool and created him so far from being like myself. But yeah, I just wanted to create a character because Mr. Terrific is one of my favorite characters ever, and I think he's just cool. Like every time you see Mr. Terrific in like a different book or something, he has like a feat or he's doing something that is just cool. Like people may not notice, but Mr. Terrific has a vegan burger that they say tastes like real burgers, and he's the only person I would believe have that. But that was kind of inspiration for this character, just to create somebody that I thought was cool as Mr. Terrific and then still had a good storyline. Like I didn't want to just create like an oil farming hero. I wanted to create a hero that was still like looked good, that was attractive, and that people would think was cool, but still had a storyline that kind of meant something. So that was where the inspiration kind of came for this character.
Okay. You think they did a good job portraying him in the Superman movie?
Oh, Mr. Terrific.
Uh-huh.
I think they could have did better, but I still think they did a good job.
Okay. Yeah,
As a nerd, that's how we always are. But yeah, I think they still did a good job portraying Mr. Terrific.
Mr. Goddamn Rific. I don't need your help.
Yeah.
Do you have any animals yourself? Any pets?
So I actually have behind me, I have 4 fish, 2 guppies, 1 beta fish, and one I can't remember what type he is. And I also have 3 snails in the tank that are now taking over the tank because they just laid a bunch of eggs, and now a whole bunch of them have hatched. And now I just have a tank full of baby snails and a couple fish. So those are the animals that I have.
Oh yeah, we used to, me and Janet, we used to have lots of, we had like so many fish tanks, man. And all you need is one snail.
Yeah, because apparently they can have both. They can be both sexes or whatever. So they just kind of can just mate and make babies. However, like I didn't know that before getting them.
Yeah, yeah. You don't have to even pay for a snail. Somebody will give you a snail, man. Take some snails, please. You know, there's too damn many of them.
Right, I'm ready to do the same thing.
Oh no shit. Oh man. So how'd you go about getting the artist for this book? Talk about that a little bit.
Oh, so this artist, I've actually been working with this artist for about maybe 4 years now, maybe 4 years, 3-4 years. I think I'm pretty sure me and him met on Instagram. I met him on Instagram. I saw some of his work, and I'm glad I found him at the time I did when I was producing this story because his artwork has fit this story perfectly. The pages are real vibrant. The art is good. He brought in the colorist. He had his own colorist that he worked with, and he brought him into the project, and he has done a great job. They've done phenomenal with bringing my ideas to life, and he's been real easy to work with. He actually, I believe, he lives in Africa, so like we talk through Instagram. So but he's been real easy to work with. He's actually sometimes taken my ideas and enhanced them, which is what a good artist will do. He's even like added panels to pages that just fit. Like I don't even question once I get it back. But working with him has been great, and working with the colorist too. Like the whole team has been really great and really seamless for real. It's a great time working with them.
Okay. Yeah, it looks great, man. I mean, it's just so tight and finished. It's just amazing.
Yeah, I love it. Like I still have like my like original copy of the book that I keep for myself, and I love just flipping through the pages sometimes. Like it just looks so good. The artists and colorists have like a really good marriage when it comes to the artwork.
Totally, man. Did you always like comics coming up? If you did, what were some of your favorite comics that you liked?
Yeah, so I've always loved comics growing up. Like I say all the time, my older brothers had comics and they got me into comics at a very young age. My favorite heroes coming up, of course, you for some reason everybody latches on to Spider-Man. Spider-Man, Batman. When I got older, I could start reading my own comics. Static, of course, because you know the TV show and then getting into the comics itself. And Static was a hero that is a lot like myself in a way. So got into Static and more so started really building my own idea of my own love for comics and my own collection. So I really started going into DC and Marvel and started branching out to Image, Valiant Comics and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm a big comic guy. And today's Wednesday. I literally was in the comic book shop today getting comics. So I've been a comic book fan for a good bit.
Yeah, it's funny how many people have either Spider-Man or Batman as their gateway drug.
Yeah, it's something about the designs. I think it's designs that just capture people first. Like when you see Batman and Spider-Man, they kind of just stick out to you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just that whole the loner. I guess Spider-Man's he's got the wisecracking going on, and Batman's completely opposite. But you know, he's still like the baddest dude in DC as far as I'm concerned, except Mr.
Right. You know? Except for Mr. Terrific, right?
Yeah. So you said this is the second book with the King. What other characters have you done? Other books besides those two?
Yes, of course. Like we came on last time, I did a crossover with Beer and Bullets that had my character Subject Zero. That's one comic we have.
Of course,
yeah, we had Subject Zero. I also have a few other characters. I have Avora Lee, Hellhawk, and the Legacy. So those are also series, and also I have a series called Brack Soul, who's more of a Superman type character. So I have a couple series out right now.
Man, so you're a pro at this, man. This is not your first rodeo at all. You've done the Kickstarter thing.
I'm definitely not a pro, but this isn't my first rodeo. I'm still getting my feet wet.
Dude, you've done work. You've been paid for work. You're a pro. You know, you've done it multiple times. So that's the way I look at it. You know, you're definitely a professional writer, my friend. Professional
I like that. I like that. I like that idea. I'm a pro. Forget what I just said. Yeah, I'm a pro.
Absolutely. What tips would you give to like young people coming up that want to do this kind of thing? How would you get started with this?
Tips for people getting started. If you're a creator, put yourself out there. Put your ideas out there. I know people be afraid to because copyrights and stuff like that, but I think just come get into the community of creators. I think that'll be big, number one, because it's a real big community that's really building right now of creators. I think thank you, Janet. She said you are a pro. Thank you, Janet. Jump into the creator community, learn from different creators, pick their brains, see, and even if you don't pick their brains, look at what they do, how they promote, how they move, cons they go to, just really learn comic books, because it's a real niche industry, and then it's a lot more to it than you think when you jump into it. So I think just really study it, and then once you study and get a grasp of it, go out, put yourself out there and start doing it.
Okay, that's good advice. Who are some writers that have inspired you, for instance? You maybe met someone personally, or someone's work that you have read, possibly?
So one of the top writers that inspires me is Rodney Barnes. He's a black writer. You probably know him, does Killer Dolph. He has done a lot of dope stuff. Rodney Barnes, he inspires me. For one, he's actually from where I'm from. We actually might be cousins, actually. But
okay.
So I don't know that for sure, but we're actually from the same area. I actually met him one time at a signing at our local comic book shop, and he was really cool. And so he's a writer that really inspires me because he's a black writer, of course, from my area, and he just tells really good, compelling stories. And so he's plus horror. I'm a big horror fan, so he's definitely inspired. He's a writer that inspires me.
That's cool. Yeah, Rodney is amazing, man. You listen to Run Fool on the podcast ever?
No, so I need to tap in with his podcast. I haven't seen not one episode. I only seen like some of the clips, but I definitely need to tap into that.
And not only is this dude good at writing, this dude is good at it's just telling a story. You know, it's like got a great voice, and and he's got great timing and everything. But you can tell, and it's all based on like folklore and things like that. He just develops like this thing he got going on now called what is it, Crownsville.
That's dope because Crownsville is actually, that story is like, it's not true, but like it's real. Like there is an abandoned warehouse, not abandoned warehouse, a old medical center around here. It's that story is true. So it's kind of like a ghost story that people have ghost stories about that abandoned medical center. So that is really dope. And when I ran to the comic book store to get that, because it's like it's your hometown being turned into like a ghost story, like a story of myth. You feel me? Like a Jason Voorhees type of story.
Yep. He's so good at that too, man. He just like take this the myth of the boo hag or something like that. He's like, oh, you take that and run with it and just make it into a whole story, man. He's so creative, man.
And he's also really good. People may not notice this, but his books, especially the ones that are from this area, in Annapolis, in the Crownsville book, like there's literally shots of Annapolis in the book, like actual Annapolis. Like if you come here, you will see those shots in the book. So that may go over some people's heads who aren't from here, but like being from here, that was really dope for him to put in his comics.
Cool. So what's your creative process like? I mean, how do you find time in the day? Because I just assume you have other responsibilities and obligations and stuff. Where do you find time to sit down and write and make up a new script or finish out the script that you have in mind?
Well, for me, like you said, I got other stuff like I work, I'm a dad, I'm a husband, all these other things. So finding time is actually, I'm a creative. I've been a creative my whole life. So it's kind of easy because I've learned to create on the move. I've learned to also Jay-Z, one thing he learned about him is like when he used to be on trains drug dealing and stuff like that. So he used to memorize his lyrics. So it's kind of like I would memorize stories, and when I get to a place, I would kind of jot them down. And then sometimes at my job won't be as demanding some days. So I do have time to sit down and actually write out a story and think about them. But I'm also an insomniac sometimes. I don't really sleep sometimes. So that helps a lot. There's always time in the night. So it's all about, especially being a creative, you will find time to be creative because you can't help it. You feel me? So that is always, and plus just learning to create on the move has been a blessing for real.
I know that's right. Because I used to work 11 to 7s in some places, like at a hotel. Nobody is in there. I'm just sitting in there trying to stay awake, and that's what can better. I can make some notes about a story I might be able to work on at some point.
Exactly.
So that's the thing I ask people too is like writer's block is a big thing with not just me, but I think with a lot of people. You ever get that? And if you do get that, what do you do to get out of that whole writer's block to get flowing again?
I definitely get writer's block sometimes. Sometimes it's not as much as not being able to write, it's you not really feeling what you're writing. So like with writer block, I just try to write through it, or I try to, one thing that always helps is kind of to step away, put it down. If I know, if I'm at my computer and I'm starting to get a headache, I'm starting to get, like I just step away. I'm like, yo, just chill out, step away. Don't think about this. Not thinking about it actually helps. So like I would go not think about, do something like play a video game, something mindless. Something mindless really will help. Doing something that causes you not to think, something that you can just do, whether it be like exercising or something like that. That normally brings it out of me, because out of nowhere I'll just get an idea. Okay, bam, cool. Now I'll just run with that. So not thinking about things definitely helps, like stepping away.
That's true. Because I know sometimes, man, you just like, you just get caught up, and you step away and just let's leave it, and you come back. I would look at something. Did I draw this? What was I thinking about when I did this? Did I write this? It's like, oh, okay. Now I have a whole different look aspect on it. A whole different worldview on it. Just stepping away helps.
Yeah, like what you said is perfect. Exactly, because like sometimes what I'll do when I step away, I have to like reread what I just wrote. And then when you like exactly what you just said, you kind of put yourself back into, okay. Oh, I see where I was going with this. And then that helps spark too. So exactly.
Man, that's some good advice. What's your do you have a in your home when you're not at work? Do you have a place where you create that you feel more comfortable? Do you have like a workspace that you have prepared for your writing? And so, what's that like?
So I used to have like I had an extra bedroom in my house before I had my son, and then he stole my bedroom because he's crazy. So, so you know, I used to have like my own spot, but now with him, it's turned into his room. But now I have like a desk, which I'm actually at right now. I have a desk with my 3 screens, and then so this is kind of where I sit at to create.
Okay, and that's your happy place. That's where the magic happens right there.
Right. It's definitely like I said. I got 3 screens, so my ADHD can be preoccupied. I can put something on one screen that I'm not concentrating on that somehow helps me concentrate on something else. So like this is kind of just where yes, it's when I sit in this seat, I kind of feel like I'm on my throne. You feel me? Like I'm in my element.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. In your work of creating and self-publishing, have you ever submitted anything to like one of the bigger publishers, not even bigger, just a different publisher, like an Image or a Boom or something like that? Have you ever submitted any work to them?
So I submitted. I think in my life I've actually only submitted 2 things. Like one thing I submitted to DC was having like this. DC, I think, was having this thing where like you create like a TV show or something. Like you can write like something for a TV show or a comic book, and I had sent in something for that. That actually, the story I actually sent in is my story, The Legacy. I actually sent that in. It was like a contest or something. I didn't win that, but I still turned The Legacy into its comic book. And then most recently, I think it was the brand new Summit universe that just came out. This is an indie universe where they had all these creators make this like superhero universe. They're actually on Kickstarter right now too. I had submitted for that a story for that, but I didn't win that contest either. But I actually have a story that I may pitch to Image or Mad Cave, one of those 2. I'm still thinking about it though, but I may pitch it to one of those.
Okay, that's very cool. Man, is there anything you run into as far as people just like trying to just, I guess, gatekeep in this community, or without naming names or anything like that, just any kind of negative resistance that you run into, that any stories about that?
Yeah. So not really. So before I go into what the gatekeeping part, I want to say not really. A lot of the creators in this space have been very welcoming and warming to me, but there has been some, and not even really from creators. It's just kind of how can I put this? Kind of like gatekeeping who can create comics in a way, or trying to say who can create comics. Yeah, it's kind of weird, but the way I deal with it is just kind of ignore it. Like just ignore it, because I'm still gonna create anyway. So you feel me? So, and then also when you have a lot of positivity too, sometimes we can let those 1 or 2 negative things get in the way of the sea of positivity that we have. So like the positivity that I've been getting from the comic book industry, from different creators and just fans and people that read my stories, those always outweigh the negative, because there's always gonna be like, this is art, this is all subjective. People could literally say you suck, some people could say they love it, you know, like we see that literally every day. We see people that are paid millions of dollars to do something, and then people online will say, hey, they put out a trash movie. So yeah, so like you just gotta roll with the punches and kind of just see the positive, especially if there's more positive than negative. You just gotta live with that positivity.
True that. It's funny thing about comics, and specifically comics, is I just found out, I'm probably naive, I just found out there's only 2 organizations that control all the touring for musical groups in the whole country. So if you're going to be touring with your band, you got to go through one of those 2 organizations. I forget what the names are, but you recognize if I said the names. And otherwise, you will not tour. I mean, you may get a gig at at somebody's bar that you know or something like that, but you won't be able to set up a tour where you play places around the country and it's organized. But with comic books, they can't stop you from making comics.
Right.
If if I don't you don't accept my script or my submission to your company, okay, I'm still just going to go like you did. I'm just going to go crowdfund it. So that's the beautiful thing about comics in this age with the computers and the internet, and being able to Kickstarter or whatever crowdfunding source you want to use, or just do it yourself. Go to the printer and just print your own damn books. So you really can't be. I think that's one of the beautiful things about comics is that they can't keep you down. I mean, they can limit your success if they want to, but you can work hard, man. You can if it's possible. I mean, it is possible. You can do it. You can just make it. Anybody can make a book. Now, it wasn't like that when I was like your age, or I assume you're much younger man than I am. But this just happened like in the last 20 years, 25 years or so. So this is kind of the golden age for creating comics right now, and it's so great to see young people like yourself and others coming up and just doing their thing, man. And just I don't need your approval. Look at what I can create on my own.
Yeah, and that's very true. That's very true. I actually didn't know that about like touring, but like you said, with like you can make your own comic, and I actually been seeing a lot of creators do that. You've been seeing like not even just indie creators, big time creators. I've seen writers for DC and Marvel crowdfund their own books. Like I've seen I think who I think was it Scott Snyder? It was somebody, or it was one of the big people up at DC or Marvel that had a book on Kickstarter that they were actually crowdfunding and getting done themselves instead of like going through DC or Marvel or Image.
Sure. I've seen people like Mark Spears. He did some a card thing. I did it. I supported myself. Got the smallest donation I could afford, but but big names, man. And they already got they got some juice from the following they had at the other publishers. Bring that to Kickstarter now. Russell Dodderman is a big artist over on. He's doing a lot of covers. He's like one of the the big cover artists out there. He did a Kickstarter that he got funded so fast it don't make no sense. I mean, for like millions of dollars. You're like, damn. It's like some of a cover, a book of his covers and his work and stuff like that. So man, it's amazing the times we live in, man. Just so much is possible.
Yes, and I think you're actually seeing a boom of indie creators, and that's what I love to see. Absolutely.
As we let you go, Malcolm, what's next? Or what's this project is funded now? That's you get this that's coming to I think 9 days left.
Yep.
9 days on that. So have you thought about what's next, or are you just going to focus on what's ahead right now and finish this project and make it come to its fruition?
So I have thought a lot about what's next. I'm a very kind of impulsive person, but I've been doing a lot to try to do better at that. And then so a lot of last year was planning for this year. So after this campaign, I have another campaign coming called off my new series called the Thema, the Queen of War. That's actually a series I was thinking about pitching to Image once it's done. I still don't know if I am or not, but that's the series I was thinking about doing. And I also have other comics that I'm releasing later, like Subject Zero #2 and The Legacy #2. And also this year, while I'm releasing those, I'm also putting in production some other series. Like I have a Vorley. I'm hoping to put that in production later this year, so I can Vorley #3, and also the King's Domain #3. I'm hoping to have in production this year too, so I can put those out next year. So or maybe later this year, we'll see. But yeah, I got a lot of stuff planned for this year and next year. I'm still planning a way to release books quicker and release more books, but that's still in the works. So I've done a lot of planning for this year, so I will be around a lot. You'll see a lot of me posting on social media and stuff like that.
Looking forward to it, man. That's great. There it is. The King's Domain #1 and 2, fully funded on Kickstarter, but 9 more days left. So, man, I'm still looking for submissions and still looking for I should say donations and backing, I should say. So man, congratulations, Malcolm, on your hard work and your success. And thanks for coming on and talking to us about it.
Yeah, and thank you. Before I leave, I also wanted to say thank you for your platform and like what you do on your platform, doing reviews for indie comics and having creators on. I think that's really dope. I love it when I see people do that and see like the joy that you actually have in it. So I actually really want to thank you for having me on and what you do on your day-to-day with this platform.
My pleasure. My pleasure, my brother. Man, Malcolm McDowell from the King's Domain, number 1 and 2 on Kickstarter right now. I will put the link in the video once this is finished. If I had more typing skills, I could do it right now, but I'll put it once the video is finished. And best of luck, and congratulations, sir. Thank you.
All right, thank you, sir.
All right. Have a great night.
Have a good night, everybody.
Hey, don't forget to subscribe and leave a thumbs up.